Hi, am I audible? Can someone share the screen today? So today we'll just see how to create or a sign up for Salesforce editions. Yeah, and we'll see what the basics. How does it actually work? Right? And from tomorrow we will start the topics. Okay, so we'll set up the environment today. Who would like to share your screen? Anyone? Hello, hello, hello. Uh, am I audible? If some can someone confirm, please.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Okay. Can someone say, share your screen, please? Is that okay to share the screen? Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll share my screen.
Can I share?
Yeah, yeah, please. Right. Perfect. Okay. So today we will see how to get the environment right. For that, can you go to developer.salesforce.com? Go to a new tab and open the website developer.salesforce.com. So there are some other ways also to get the developer edition. Like for example, you can go directly to Salesforce website, direct Salesforce.com website. But the editions that you're gonna register, it will be there only for 30 days. But the one that we are going now, it will be a lifetime edition. It's a free version. Yeah. Can you now go to developer.salesforce.com, Jai Krishna? Okay. Now this is the place where you can get the trial editions. Go to browse trials. On the right side, you have a blue color button below login.
Login.
Yeah, click on that. No, 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 not login. Click outside. Come on. Browse trails. Now you have a get a developer environment, right? So here, click on browse all trails. On the left side now, yeah, click on this. Now, these are the different trial versions that we have in Salesforce. Like for analytics, we need some data, or if you want to do an integration, if you want to learn integrations through MuleSoft, you can register for a different edition. For admin and developer, we just use the developer edition. Just do a sign up for developer edition. First one. Okay, yeah, give your details, please.
Developer.
You can pick any role. It doesn't matter. It so basically the system admin must have some role. So it is asking you to pick. But yeah, any role will give you the same environment. You pick whichever the one that you are interested.
Okay.
Company name also can be anything. It doesn't mean that you must be a working professional. So for that, Salesforce just wants to know the how many people are using this developer edition from which company, just to do some back tracing. So it doesn't matter. You can give any company name. Yeah. Now country is India or whichever the place you are staying in now. You can give any random number. That's fine. And this username, right? So it should be in a email format, right? So for example, if you just give Jay Krishna, it won't work. The format should be in the form of an email, and it may not be similar to your the company and all. Basically says according to the format, it says it must be jkrishna @deloitte.chatbox, but it doesn't matter. You can give your email ID or anything else, but it when you look at it, it looks like it must look like an email. That's it. You can say jkrishna@salesforce.com or something like that. You can give your email ID also. Anything is fine.
Jai Krishna. Developer.
One thing is, it will check whether if there is any username registered with this main name or not. If yes, yes, it will throw an error. If not, we it will allow you to create. Okay.
Okay.
Now, yeah, sign me up. It'll take a minute or two to process. So now what will happen is it will send you a verification link to your email with which you have given there. From there, you click on verify account. You're changing your password. That's it. Yeah. I think now you can check your email. You must be having an email ID from Salesforce.
Hmm. I gave
If
it
you want to
away.
do it,
Yeah.
if you want to do it later, you can do it later. From now, I will start sharing my screen. This is how you have to sign up. Now I'll tell you how does it actually work also.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Any questions till now, anyone? I'm sharing my screen. So what we did, we went to developer.salesforce.com, then go to browse all trails, and then sign up for a developer edition. Yeah. So as I mentioned, one regular question that I see is, okay, what should be the role? Role can be anything, email can be anything, but this should be a mail ID which is properly working so that it will send a verification link to you. So once you have done this, right, it will send a verification link to your system, to your email ID with which you have registered. From there, yes, you say change your password. Post that, you just have to go to this login.salesforce.com. Next time, whenever you want to log in, just pick whichever. Uh, so you just have to create your credentials, right? For example, if I click on this, give your username and password. This is how it looks for you. I have used multiple logs, so it is showing some issues. But yeah, that's how it works. Yep. Once you log in, you log into some org. Just give me a minute. Some reason. Okay, just give me a minute. If you are trying to log into the system from a new machine, this verification codes will be sent to your email. Just give me a minute. Where's this one? I think there is an issue with my browser only. Just give me a minute. Let me do one thing. I forgot password. Okay. Looks like there are some issues in my Chrome browser. Please ignore that. I have to restart that. Okay. Okay. So basically, once you sign up, you just have to next time when you want, whenever you want to log in, you just have to go to login.salesforce.com, give your credentials, username and password, and this is where it will take you for the first time. Yeah. Now, today we will see this as an end user. Okay. So, and tomorrow we will see how does it actually work. Now, when let's say if I'm an end user, when I log in, so why will I log in to a tool basically? Whether it okay, for example, why should I log into Facebook? Can someone tell me, Monica? Wahab, Varun, Venkatesh, anyone? Why should we log into Facebook or log LinkedIn for that matter? Hello. So basically, to communicate with others, right? Yeah, I can see my profile though, but yeah, basically it helps me to communicate with some other people. Right? It could be my friends or any other company folks or anyone. Right? Why? Because LinkedIn or Facebook is built for the sake of information exchanges, which is nothing but communication. That's the use of that application. Now, similarly, why should we log into Salesforce? Here also, Salesforce is a CRM tool, right? So it's we have once we log in, we have to use it for some business purpose. So if I want to use it for my business purpose, so here it says it is a setup screen, right? So I have to access some applications. So how do I access? Here on the left side, you have 9 dots, which looks like a donut. If you click on that, it says view all applications. Click on. So these are the list of standard applications which is given by Salesforce to us. Most of them, about when two or three is what I have created, but yeah, most of them are the list of all standard applications given by Salesforce. Okay, let us pick a very simple one, which is sales. Now, when I click on it, yeah, this is what it shows me. For you, it will be a little different. You will see some standard reporting structure and all. Yeah. Now, before we open this, I'll just go to Excel sheet. Okay, we'll see some. We'll discuss about some business plan. I mean, some organization first, and then we'll compare, say, Salesforce with Excel. Now, one of the big news that is going around is Ambani's son's marriage, right? So, who don't know about Ambani here? Everyone knows, right? Now, let's say Ambani don't have anything, right? Any tool to uh, capture his business. Let's say consider he is doing one single Excel sheet. Okay, he just have one Excel sheet, and he wants to capture all his businesses. Okay. Uh, yeah. So ideally, what he will do, if you want to capture all his business, so he'll go to some folder first, right? Consider here. Yeah, let's say this one. I'll create a new file, new folder. I'll name it as my business. Okay, in this, let's say if he wants to capture his entire business, let's say he's using some Excel sheet. Now, what are the businesses that Reliance have? First, let's say Geo, right? And then it's there in um, oil and gas, correct? Then it's there in, you do have Reliance Trends as well for clothing, right? And you have Reliance Smart Bazaar for vegetables, right? Likewise, they have n number of businesses, right? Let's say he's maintaining different Excel sheet for every business to track the details. Okay. Now, let us say is and yes, let's go with Geo only. Now, if this is the Excel, now if you want to trace his entire Geo business in Excel sheet, how he'll trace this? First, he'll create one sheet for customers, correct? And then one sheet for maybe plans that he have, and one sheet for transactions. Likewise, he'll keep on creating multiple sheets according to the business model. Let's say if he wants to trace his employee details, then employee, or maybe location details, like the locations he have, let's say in India, everything, right? So likewise, we can add multiple sheets, but in each and every sheet, what are we going to trace? So let's say very simple one, customer. When I speak, let's say if Ajay Krishna is my customer, then what all the informations I'll ask him? His name, email ID, phone, maybe address, etc., etc. Right? Let's say it could be gender, date of birth, age, etc., etc. Right? Now, Let's say I'll just start adding some details. Krishna k@w.com is his email. 1234 is his phone number. XYZ is his address, or let's say name it as US is his address, gender as male. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll start. Now I got Monica. I want to trace her information also. So what I'll do, I'll start adding her name, her phone number, her gender, her email, her address. Let's say Bangalore. Can I start adding her details like this? Is this fine? Anyone? It won't work, right? So ideally, if I'm following a pattern on the top, according to the column name, I have to add the rest. But if you see here, Excel is not restricting me to do that, right? You can say, Ram, you can write some rules at the back end. So the rules will tell you whether it's a number or a name. I mean, a number or an alphabet. But I can still give the name as female. Say, if Excel will allow me, right? Such restrictions are not available in your Excel, right? This is one problem. Second issue is, let's say if Monica have took a plan of maybe 1 year recharge plan, I want to send a notification to her saying that your recharge is successful or something. That cannot be done using your Excel. Right? These are some limitations that we have in Excel. Well, to avoid that, we'll go with Salesforce. The same plan, same business can be traced even in Salesforce also. How? For that, before we go, we'll just see what all the features that are there in Excel first, and then we'll compare it with Salesforce. Okay. Now, what we have seen multiple Excel files, right? These are the files. Each business will have one file, correct? And every file will have multiple sheets. Inside the sheets, we have tables. I know it's very basics, but yes, it is really helpful when you compare with Salesforce. Every table will have a column and a row, correct? And of course, every row will have a row number, which is standard, which is this 1, 2, 3, 4. You can change the row details, but you cannot change the row number. That is standard. Yeah. So these are the concepts that you have in Excel sheet, correct? Now we'll compare with Salesforce. Now we'll compare with Salesforce. Now consider, okay, we got Salesforce to do the same business. So what can I do? If you go back, the the list of files can be considered as list of applications. So each and every file of your Excel sheet, I mean Excel, can be considered as one application here, which means the technical name for an app in sales, uh, for a file in Salesforce is nothing but application. Okay. Then every sheet here, right? So when you go with an Excel sheet, you will see the Excel file, you'll see the sheets at the bottom. But when you go with Salesforce, you'll see the sheets at the top, where we call them as tabs. Opportunity is one tab, leads is another tab, Task is another tab. These are different tabs. So the technical name for a tab, sorry, sheet in Salesforce is nothing but a tab. Okay. And then what is a table? What is a table? So table is nothing but a structured format where you can store some information, right? And what is the purpose of a sheet? Sheet basically helps you to access the table information, right? If I go to plans, it will show you the table of plans information, right? Similarly, tab helps me to access the data of my object. So the technical name for a table in Salesforce is nothing but object. So which means if I go to accounts, it will take me to account object information. For example, if I change this, right? View to all accounts. So I can see a list of all the accounts. This is similar to your Excel view, right? Each row can be considered as one row. Hmm. If I want to create a new account, click on new button, you will start tracing the information. Very simple. Okay. Now here, then the column name. Column name is nothing but field in Salesforce. For example, if I click on new button, account name is one field, same as your customer name, email, phone number, and all. So account name is one field, phone number is one field, fax is another field. But if you see here, there are differences in these fields. See, you can see a drop down, you can see a mandatory check, you can see some relationship field here. See, it is asking me to choose something, right? There will be check boxes, right? So there are different types of field that we will see later. Okay, the name of a column in Salesforce is nothing but field, and rows are nothing but records, which is very standard. Row number. So like the way you have in Excel, right? When I click create a record in Salesforce, it will create a ID for it. See, it is there. It will be generated in the URL. So if I copy this and go somewhere, right? And I paste that after this force.com slash, right? It'll take me to that record directly. That's the unique address that I'll have for any record. And this will be always unique in your organization. Okay. So row numbers, we call them as record IDs because row numbers are unique. So even record ID is also unique. These are the new terminologies that we are going to use from tomorrow in Salesforce, which is exactly similar to your Excel, right? So we are not doing anything new here. So we are playing with Excel only, but in a structured way. That's it. Any questions so far? Anyone? All good? Yeah, this is what we have seen now. So we compared Excel with Salesforce now. Okay, if you're clear, I'll go with the next concept. Okay, I'll consider there are no doubts. Now, let's go to a simple sales process. Can someone explain me what is a sales process? And what will be there in your sales process? What are the different steps that you'll have in sales process? So by the way, see, Salesforce is also a CRM technology, And of course, CRM is not a technology, by the way, right? It's just a process which will tell you how to maintain a good relation with customers, right? Customer relationship management, it's just a process which will tell you, like, okay, how better we can serve a customer, right? So the same thing. So during this process, it will tell you when should I communicate with the customer, how soon I should react, what are the different ways of communication, or how soon I can resolve the case, right? Or how do we escalate a particular case if it is not being resolved without waiting for the customer to come back and all. So all those things will be there in Salesforce. Yeah. Now, let's go with the simple sales process as everyone is on mute. Uh, in the sales, let's say, let's pick some name, Varun. So Varun have a new company, right? Consider we have a company of, let's say, mobile. So he manufactured 1,000 mobiles and he wants to sell these mobiles in the market. So what are the steps he will follow or he have to follow? Anyone? What is the first step? He have to do marketing, right? Then he will get get the inquiries. It's not that, okay, once Varun have completed his marketing, which means that basically people should be aware that, okay, there is a new brand came into the market and these are the specifications and all. So the moment I've seen an advertisement, yes, I may not buy that, but I will have a look at it. I might go to his store or his organization, reach out saying that, okay, I need some 100 mobiles or 15 mobiles or whatever the number, right? I'll inquire about it. They want to know the specifications, of course, the price as well, right? Suppose that if I'm interested, then I will become as customer, right? Right? Whichever the products he is having, that I will buy. So I'll become his customer, right? These are the basic steps that you'll have in your sales process. Now, if we convert this into Salesforce, so let's see how does it actually work. Now, this is your Salesforce, right? So here in Salesforce, yes, of course, you have multiple steps, right? Marketing, you'll have inquiries, generate inquiries, becoming customers, all this. But everything should be traced at some point, right? How do we trace it? First, to capture all the informations related to your marketing, we will use a table called or an object called campaign. So I'll click on new. I'll name this campaign as Varun's mobile, or I will say, all right, name it. Yeah. Anyways, it is this campaign. Then I'll make it active. You will have multiple fields in it. As of now, I don't need all of them. I'll just want to make this active. Yeah. And if you want to know the details, like how much revenues are you expecting from this, what is the actual cost you're investing in this campaign, and what is the budget that you have allocated, all this can be raised if you want. But yes, as of now, we just need a basic record because we will thoroughly go through this entire sales process after few days, right? For today, we just have to see how do we create the records. Okay. Now created a campaign. Now after creating a campaign, you will get inquiries. To trace the inquiries, we will have leads. Okay. Now, inquiry is nothing but lead in Salesforce. Okay. I'll create a new lead. Let's say Krishna is the lead. Let's say he's from IBM. Okay. I'm just filling only the mandatory fields. Every state lead will have some status. So I'll just make it open. And the products that he's interested, let's say Krishna is from IBM, he's looking for 100 mobile because his team is doing a mobile development. He needs 100 mobiles for testing that program. So that's the product he's interested. So ideally, if you configure that, you will see that product here. But by default, when Salesforce is building this application, they came up with some generator as an example. So that's why it is showing this. As of now, I'm not choosing any product. I'll just leave it. Okay. But yeah, theme is Krishna from IBM, who is head of a particular program, wants 100 mobiles. That's it. Okay. Now a lead has been generated. Now this will be assigned to some sales engineer because anyone can generate the leads, right? In this case, let's say Monica is the lady who is sitting on the help desk. So Krishna reached out to Monica and she said, okay, she captured everything, all the information that she can capture and assigned this to Ram. Okay. Now, here on when you create a record, right? Basically, you will have three major fields. One is created, who created the record, modified by, of course, who modified this record, owner. Owner is the key field for anything in Salesforce. Yeah. So he is the person who will be taking care of this record. Anything happens to this record is responsible by this person. Now, and of course, this can be changed also. Yeah. So by default, it comes to the created by, but yes, based on some automations, you can change it automatically, or I can assign it to someone else in my organization also. Now, now what this fellow will do? So Ram will interact with Krishna, and first question that I'll ask him is, okay, Krishna, how do you got to know about our product? So before we go there, I'll just open this campaign which we have created. So this is a campaign, right? So once we create a campaign, so you will have subtasks. One is related, you will see the child records and the details. When you create a record, on the left side, you have seen a lot of fields, but the fields on the right side are non-editable. If you see left side, you can see a pencil symbol. These are locked fields. Why? We'll see later. Now, the moment I interact with Krishna, first the question that I'll ask is, okay, how do you got to know about your our product? He'll say, yes, Ram, I got to know about it through your campaign. So I'll ask him. So I'll add him to that particular campaign now. Of this campaign. Let's say next and save it. Once I saved, see the number is 0 initially. Now it says leads in this campaign is 0. Sorry, is 1. How? Because as I have linked this particular lead to this campaign, the numbers automatically gets calculated. Okay. Now coming to the status. As I am working on it, I will say the status as working contacted. Okay. Now, from now on, actual conversation starts. So I'll ask him what kind of product he is interested, what is the features that he is looking for, all this, and of course, Krishna will start questioning me multiple uh, require. I mean, about the multiple features of the product as well. If I know everything, yes, I'll be happy to answer him. But by any chance, if I don't know, let's say I'm a non-technical person, is asking about what is the RAM size or what kind of processor you are using. Let's say those are the details which are not mentioned on the mobile. So what I'll do, I'll say, okay, Krishna, let me connect with my team and come back to you tomorrow or maybe after some time, right? Because now Ram is not is just a sales engineer and he is not dealing only with Krishna, right? Like Krishna, I'll have 10, 15 customers more, right? So high chance that I might forget his requirement. So either I have to write it somewhere else. We have a provision in Salesforce where I can create a task for myself. Say get time details. Due date is by tomorrow. Connect with this fellow. Yeah, assigned to me. Status not started. I'll save it. So that now what happens, there is an activity or a task created for me. So by any chance, if I forget to complete that, tomorrow when I log in, this will be popping up saying that you have an open task to complete. Okay. Now, once it is done, once the job is done, I'll open it and I'll change the status to closed. Now, let's say I got the details, right? It says 10 GB RAM or something. I want to inform it. So what I'll do is I'll click on log call. So using this, actually, if we have the right devices, you can connect with Krishna directly, or this can be used to capture what happened in that call. That is also possible. If I want to trace the information. Okay, I'll just inform the RAM details in Krishna asked to present in IBM office. Now, in this case, let's say Krishna said, okay, the details are good. So he needs few more details, which has to be presented in his office to other colleagues in the team. Then I'll create a event for it where it will tell you where, what is the time, what is the location, and of course, the event details also can be captured. So, and let's say if I want to just send an email, you can click on an email feature and you can send an email from here itself. Okay, so whichever the random email that you have in this, it will be coming there automatically. Clear? Now, this is how it works. Now, after having completing all these activities, yes, Krishna might say, yes, I'm interested. Or he may say, no, no, boss, I got a better product in the market. Because so I need it for 100 people and you are not giving me right discounts, or you said like you are not giving me the right service that we are like expecting, so I found a better product. I will say okay, he's not converted and close it. But let's say if Krishna is interested, then I'll say him as converted and select convert status. Now when I say convert, ideally what should happen going forward, he must be a customer of mine. He's not an inquiry anymore, right? He'll be a customer of us. Now, when I say customer, so there should be some other object or a table where I have to capture this Krishna's details again, right? Again from the scratch. But if you're doing it, you are rewriting the same info in multiple places. And of course, when you're buying a license of Salesforce, so you will be given a dedicated space also, right? They'll give you like 1 TB, 2 TB, or whatever the according to your contract. Now, if you keep on creating this duplicates information, then it will be waste of time, right? That is where Salesforce says try to avoid the duplicates as much as possible. And instead of just saying or suggesting, we have a beautiful feature where when you are converting your inquiry to customer, right, it will automatically split your leading record into three different records: account, contact, and opportunity. What is this here? Account is the place where customer information is there. But Ram, actually, Krishna is the customer, right? No. Krishna is from IBM. He's looking for 100 mobiles for IBM developers to test it. So he's just a point of contact for me. But the person who is actually paying me is IBM. Krishna is not buying the mobile, right? IBM is buying the mobile. So IBM will be my account. And opportunity is nothing but the requirement of this particular customer and the chance of mine to sell the product. So here it actually goes with the same company name, but if you want, you can change it. Now, the moment I change, right? For example, see, as of now, everything's a zero again. The moment I change this, convert this, we'll create a record with this. If I close this, see, leads, it says zero. Why? It has deleted the records. And of course, records will be deleted in account, contact, and opportunity as well. When I open this account, see, I have Krishna under it. Why Krishna under account? Because yes, let's say now Krishna is sitting in US, so he thought of buying this. He bought the mobile. Now let's say Monica from UK, she is also another project manager. She also wants to start some mobile application with her developers in IBM itself. Now, first thing that she'll do is, okay, is there anyone who bought mobiles from our company recently? She'll approach Krishna. Krishna says, yes, the service is good. Then again, she will reach out to Varun only. Then she will become another contact for Varun in the same company. From now on, there won't be any lead conversions because it's all in existing contact, right? I mean, existing business only. So it will be a new record under it. But if I go here, I have created two contacts under that account, right? But now it says you have one account and only one contact. Why? Because this is the only contact which is generated through this campaign. Krishna's contact is the only one which is generated through campaign. Monica is an extra uh, person from a different state. She didn't saw this advertisements and all that. She directly approached and she said like, okay, I want to buy the products. So she's not related to the campaign. Only Krishna is related. So that count is coming here. The actual counts are coming here. Now under this we have this opportunity. Again, similar to your, okay, by the way, if you go to the details of this account, right, you can see all the information that you can trace it for any organization, like what is the size of the account, what is the priority, what are the SLAs, what is the website, ownerships, employees, everything will be shared, right? Now, what is an opportunity? Opportunity is nothing but a chance for me to sell the product, which means it doesn't mean that, okay, Krishna have brought the product. Now you will have multiple negotiations, right? So during this negotiations, yes, there is high chance that I might lose this product. Okay. Again, everywhere you have this stars and all. Now, yes, let's say value of this amount is value of this deal is 1 lakh. When I save it as it is in prospecting stage, first stage, it tells me the expected revenue or the probability to close this as just 10%. You see, stays as prospecting, so it is 10%. If the stage is somewhere in perception, now the percentage automatically it's increased to 70%. So it says 70,000. Now let's say Krishna is interested, he bought the product, everything is done. Then I will say closed one. When I go to closed, I'll have two options, closed one or closed loss. When I say closed loss, yes, I lost that opportunity to sell it up. But yeah, when I say closed one, it says amount is 100 and expected revenue is also 100. And if I go now to the campaign and refresh, it will trace that information also. How much is the revenue that is generated through this campaign? Okay, clear? Any questions till now? One question you might have is, Ram, we don't know anything about it. Simply you took some story, explained some nonsense. But yeah, can you tell me why do we need, I mean, what are we going to learn from this? You're not going to learn anything here. Today we have seen this as an end user. But if you notice, we have played through the tool, right? We have gone through multiple tabs, we have gone through applications, we created records, we did some processing, whether we know it or not, that is secondary. And we what we have noticed is, what if you have noticed, there are some automations at the back end where you have converted inquiry, right? And all those numbers which have been generated in another tables have been updated in this, which means there are some interconnections at the back end which is getting updated. There are some automations running at the back end which is helping us to do all this number changes, right? This is what we are going to learn from tomorrow. Now we have two ways in front of us. Either we go back to the system, do a reverse engineering. Let's see how this contact and account has been connected, or opportunities and campaigns have been connected, how these informations have been coming, all this. Or learn what are the concepts that are there in Salesforce, and then maybe later come back and see what these informations are. Okay. Now, first way is for the people like me who is already into the technology. Who's already into the technology, who know the details, right? Let's- So, for example, let's say if my boss asked me to work on some new application, and if that application doesn't have any documents, yes, I'll do a reverse engineering because I know what is object, how I know how these objects can be interconnected, what are the different ways, or what are the automations can be written. I know those things, so I'll do a reverse engineering. For me, it is easier. But for you people, as you came to learn Salesforce, as you don't know about the concepts of Salesforce, from tomorrow, what we'll do is we will pick some use case in the market, right? Any random use case for that matter. We will try to build that application from scratch by discussing about each and every feature. For example, first we'll see what are this objects. I was discussing about object. We do have different types of objects, standard and custom. The one that we use today are standard objects, which are, even if you log in today, right, after signing up, you will see the same objects, standard objects. We are going to deal with custom objects tomorrow, like customers, students, or accounts, all this, right? And then inside these objects, we will have a lot of fields. How do we create the fields? What are the different types of fields? What are the different types of record IDs? All this, right? Then we'll see how to interconnect these objects, and then we'll start looking into how do we relate, automate some processes which are agreed upon your business. And second thing, right, when we actually start an application, instead of just going with some random application, blindly pick these requirements and do it, right? Ideally, when you go with any business, right, when any IT firm, right, I think most of you are working. If not, that's fine. So when you're ideally want to start a project, ideally what happens, like customer comes to you and say, hey, Wahab, these are my requirements. Let's say I'm doing some banking, so I'm working in some banking sector, and in our organization we don't have a process to, let's say, validate a particular customer, and these are the different steps that we have. Now you, this is the clean slate I have. Now can you tell me how do we do it in Salesforce? This is where Wahab should first understand what is Ram's business process, right? What are the pros and cons, each and every step. Post that, what he'll do is he will design a simple schema for it, like how many tables he need, what are the fields he'll capture, right? Then he'll present it to the business so that once Ram believes in that structure, right? Whether, I mean, it could be an architect as well. Then he'll say, okay, let us start some small POC, and then from there, it will get keep on extended as a good project, right? Same thing we are going to do tomorrow also. So we'll pick some random use case. For example, a very simple example is career IT only. We can build an application for career IT. For example, as of now, what career IT does is, yes, they will have multiple students, they'll have multiple trainers, they'll schedule multiple demos, and then they'll finalize a batch and it will start. During this, you will have a dedicated person working for you, all this, right? This can be converted to a proper business process. Or we can go with some banking sector, as we discussed about WAP, or maybe a real estate, which is very much optimal for any CRM process, because in the real estate you'll have multiple interactions with the customers, right? You'll have buyers, you'll have sellers, you'll have site visits, you will have multiple negotiations, you will have multiple restrictions also. Like they'll say that, okay, these are the number of site visits I can do, something like that. So anything can be taken. But yeah, I don't want to make the process very complicated, saying, okay, we'll do it some for some automobile industry, or not very big. We'll take something very simple which can be easily processed, and where we can bring in the use cases, as many use cases as we want, and slowly maximize the application. Yeah, this is what is my plan. But yeah, if you have anything else, please do let me know. Anyone? Any questions? You're almost done for today. Varun, Monica, Jai Krishna.
Okay.
Yep. For today, yep, the recordings are not required actually. I think you will get it, but yes, just make sure that you are signing up for the account and just play with the tool. Okay. Just go to developer dot. I'm just repeating again. Salesforce.com. Go to this URL. Browse trails. Browse all trails. Sign up for developer edition. Either you can go with this URL directly or follow the path. It's up to you. Okay, I have texted the URL. Make sure you're having an account tomorrow so that we'll discuss about some business requirements tomorrow for the first 5-10 minutes. Right, we'll design a schema and then we'll start building that from the scratch slowly. So during that application building, yes, we will cover almost all the topics that I have mentioned in your either in the course curriculum or whichever is required for your admin certification. As we are going with admin first, right? Post that, we will start development. I'm not taking both admin and development parallelly because admin may not be a developer, but a developer in Salesforce must be a very good admin. So we have to complete the admin end-to-end concepts, right? Post that, will start the development. Any other questions, anyone? Good. Okay, then. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.